Daniel, thanks for joining us on Raw Vision to review Friday night's game against Collingwood. Obviously another tough match against another finals contender.
Yeah, it certainly was. It was a big challenge to cap off the first 4 rounds of tough competition. They certainly came out and did what they do to a lot of teams, and that is they came out strongly. Look, we had moments in the game where we were good. We had moments in the game where we certainly weren't good enough. But overall, it's just another learning experience. In the end, I didn't think the scoreboard quite reflected how we'd taken it up to them in the third quarter. But like I said, they've done it to many other teams. So.
Was it a thing that you've got to work on, the slow starts? Obviously, they jumped out of the blocks and had a big lead at quarter time.
Yeah, absolutely. The last 4 rounds, I don't think we've had a great start in any of them, and it costs you massive later in the game when you're playing catch-up football. You know, we managed to get our way back into the match by the end of the third quarter, but whether that affected how much energy we had left in the last to compete, I'm not sure. I think it probably did play a part, but it's certainly something we need to address. And with a young group, that might take a little while, building up the confidence and the experience to go in there and back our game plan in from the start, because it certainly seems once we settle into a game, we're a lot more competitive.
How did you turn it around in the third quarter? Obviously 50 points down at half time, and to come out the way you did, how did it all transpire?
Well, one of the major stats, I suppose I'm aware of it as a midfielder, is our contested ball, and we got smashed in the first quarter in that, and the third quarter we smashed them in that. So I think the commentary on the night addressed the same issue, so there's no secrets there. It's one of the main things in football. With our club too, we've got a strong midfield, but we need to make sure we capitalise on the types of players by actually winning the ball. And the other factor was we took the game on through the corridor, and we did that really well. We played confidently, but we still had some composure as well. We weren't rushed. We didn't make too many mistakes, which is the other big thing that Dimma pushes with us. You know, it's just about these days the team that makes the least mental errors that wins footy. And Collingwood, well, they hardly make any errors. And in that third quarter, we actually really took it up to them, which was good signs.
And did that effort take it out of the boys in the last quarter? A bit of a fade out there towards the end?
Yeah, possibly. It's hard to tell. The GPS data showed we were still running hard, but whether we were able to actually give the same amount at each contest, and that's why we lost contested ball. That'd probably be the question I'd raise. You know, when you're tired, you can get to the stoppage or whatever it might be, but do you actually have enough energy to compete enough to actually win the ball? And in the end, there's no point getting the stoppage if you're not going to be able to compete to win the ball. So it may have played a part, but there are probably a few other factors as well.
In his last 7 matches, I say that because in his first 50 matches he only kicked 10. So a new role for him late last season and again this year, and kicks the goal. His 5th in 3 games this season. Good start for the Tigers.
Jack Riewoldt running back on the 45 away, created the space.
2 kicks for 2 behind so far this evening. Distance won't be a problem. Neither will accuracy. Nice kick. Puts it through.
Riewoldt out. This guy's done a lot tonight. Cotchin inside 50. Well done, Martin. That's good. Cotchin Martin. He's got 2.
Video. Can the man down there get a run at the football, Martin? Not quite. Taken by Reid over the top. Here's White. He's through White. This is a big kick. He's kicked the goal. How about this? He's got 2, and the Tigers are coming.
The run out wide. Deledio with a long goal! For himself, for Miller, they swap roles. Let's see if the Stallion can kick the goal. It's a good kick. He's kicked 3. Richmond keep it ticking over. This has been a good quarter.
Well, Daniel, the Tigers have shown glimpses of what you can produce in the first 4 rounds. Is there a challenge to keep that consistent moving forward?
Yeah, absolutely. We've certainly had passages where which have been very exciting to play and exciting to review and hopefully exciting to watch. But the problem is it becomes frustrating when you can't do it week in, week out, and quarter after quarter. I suppose that's something to do with having a young side and lacking experience, as I said before, but it is something that we need to address, because when we play good football, we've showed that we can match it with the best sides. There are a few areas of that, you know, as I said before, the midfield need to make sure they're doing their part, getting the ball forward, because these days it's all about keeping the ball in your half of the ground. We need to make sure we capitalise on our chances. You know, we can't afford to be missing acceptable shots or unacceptable missed shots. And at the same time, we just need to make sure we play confident football attacking-wise and tough football defensive-wise. And I think if we get those things right, it'll take us a long way throughout this year.
And you personally had a few opponents on Friday night. Is it tough to follow around those Collingwood midfielders?
Yeah, look, they're very experienced. They've got physical bodies. They attack the ball hard. They attack the contest hard, and they're just a very, very smart midfield. Dane Swan has obviously played really well. I think we had him pretty much under wraps until, well, not quite under wraps, but we maintained him fairly well until three-quarter time, and then he had a brilliant last quarter, which cost us again. Pendlebury as well, very smart player. So look, there's a lot to keep an eye on out there. Our midfield probably doesn't have the same experience, but it's certainly a learning curve for us.
And speaking of the young Richmond midfield, do you think that one day they can reach the heights that, say, Collingwood are at or Hawthorn are at the moment?
Absolutely. We have some super talented players. It's going to take time. It's going to take a lot of effort and hard work. But you got Dustin Martin and Trent Cotchin, who are top-round draft picks. Reece Conker was flooding through there in the weekend. Nathan Foley still finding his footsteps. Got some bigger brutes like myself and Grigor. We've even got Shane Tuck kicking around at Coburg, who we know when we bring in is always going to have a strong impact as a physical, big-bodied kind of guy. So plenty of depth, plenty of talent. We just want to fast-track their development as quick as we can and have them busting up the AFL ranks.
And what's been the message from the coaching staff, and in particular Damien Hardwick, after the Collingwood game in particular?
Look, Damien's all about development, and he has been since he came in here. It's about development, it's about learning. We get our whack when it's due, but he's very good with the guys about educating and just making sure they know exactly what they need to do, what they need to learn from, what they need to do better, what they need to keep doing well. Not everything we do is poor. We might have lost 4 games, or lost 3, drawn 1, but we've certainly been competitive in a few of them. And now, like I said, we just have to keep building on it, and that's his main focus. And he's really good at keeping the group heading in the right direction.
Once again, we had a poor start. I think it was 8 free kicks to 2, so we've got to stop holding or whatever it is at centre bounce. I'm not sure what, but second and third quarters, I think we had more scoring shots than Collingwood, and then last quarter, I think they kicked 9 goals just to finish us off. So, look, it was a disappointing way to finish the game. There's no doubt. Like, we fought our backsides off to get back within, I think, 24 points, and just didn't take the opportunities and gave away a few simple goals at the end. So we walk away. We played the reigning premiers. I think we've learned a little bit about ourselves, but we've also learned the level that we have to play at for 4 quarters to be a good side.
Well, Daniel, the Tigers have played 4 really good sides to start the season. Do you think the next few games give you an opportunity to get on the winners list?
Yeah, look, every game's an opportunity. The first 4 games are an opportunity to test ourselves against the top 4 side, potentially top 4 sides for the year. The next 4 will still be challenging, but look, we'll be going out there and really striving to get a win. It'd be fantastic to take a win. It would have been good to have 2 wins after those first 4 games, but we'll take our draw, and look, we just got to keep building. And this week against North Melbourne will certainly be a challenge. They always play a tough, uncompromising brand of football, but that's what we want to bring to the table, and hopefully we can match them with a bit of speed and get a few goals on the board.
And likely maybe to have some key backs, experienced backs, come back into the side in Alex Rance and Luke McGuire?
Yeah, Rance and McGuire will have to prove themselves during the week after their little séjourn, after their escapades. I shouldn't really talk after mine last year, but look, it would certainly be fantastic. We missed them the last few weeks, but that's not to say or to take credit away from the likes of Grimes, Thursfield and Asprey, who have really held their own against some of the top key forwards of the game over the past few rounds. But it'll be a tough selection committee meeting this week, I would have thought.
Good luck for the game, and thanks for joining us.
Thank you, mate.